Alright y'all, it is time for a fresh Tepid Takes. Tepid Takes is the name of the series here on my channel where we talk about new beauty releases, and I call it Tepid Takes because I'm not trying to talk myself out of buying anything. I'm just going through the new releases, chatting through them to see whether they're relevant for review. All that to say, I always want to discourage anyone watching my channel hearing me say, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy that, I'm gonna buy that. Don't ever try and like keep up with my level of consumption because it's not consumption in the truest sense. Most of it is just review unless I like totally fall in love with something. That's why we play the game. The entire logic behind my channel is that I'm gonna buy it so that you probably don't have to. So we're going to kind of jump back and forth between trend mood and makeup on your radar. We're going to go through the new releases and decide whether we want to buy them for my channel. So let's go ahead and jump in. If y'all have been online at all lately, you know that creep that happens every year where it's like the holidays get closer and closer and closer to us. Yep, they have found us and it's still summer. It's still summer for a whole 2 more weeks. Right? Yeah. And we are already in holiday sets. It's like, oh, this is new. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's a Christmas ornament. Either way, there are some exciting things that I do want to discuss today. The first one being this new release that I'm seeing right now from Natasha Denona. The Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone palettes, $82 each, includes 18 shades with different finishes, 1 soft, 1 dramatic. Will be available September 10th on their website and retailers. Okay, and I could buy them right now if I wanted to. They're actually available at Sephora today. What it is, an 18-pan essential palette of textures and neutral shades in a oh, I need to scooch over so you can see. There we go. Make some room. And Natasha's iconic user-friendly velvety soft formulas, that's up for debate. Designed to sculpt and enhance eyes. They are not being particularly forthcoming about the identities of these palettes. And I had an initial, like, immediate knee-jerk reaction to this because my friend Jamie, who runs Makeup on Your Radar, she will send me these releases a lot of times and be like, hey, this is available, or hey, this is coming out, or just be like, what do you think? You know, do you plan on getting this? Whatever. And I had a very strong reaction to these, and y'all have to tell me whether I'm like completely out of line here, but the idea that there is a light palette and a deep palette, and the light one has maybe 1 textured shadow, two textured shadows, and then the dramatic one is 6 textured shadows and pretty much nothing lighter than a very like firmly medium kind of golden tan color. So my issue here is the assumption that if you have fair skin, you don't want texture, like you don't want exciting textures, and that if a shadow is deep, that it's automatically dramatic. Neither of those things is true. Like, why wouldn't you make the lighter toned one with just as many shimmers so that fair skinned people can also achieve drama? And why are we assuming that just because the colors are dark, that means that they're dramatic? They're only dramatic on light skin. Who's this for? You know what I mean? Like, if this is a palette for deep skin tones, I would argue those aren't that dramatic. You know what I mean? Like, why not give drama to both palettes and then call it something for light skin and one for deep skin? But instead we ended up with her kind of honestly telling on herself a little bit. That was literally all my initial reaction to this. I was like, this is a confusing release. This is a weird way to go about this. You can tell me if you think I'm overreacting. At the end of the day, it's just an eyeshadow palette. It's 2 eyeshadow palettes, but that's why I mean, I think it was mainly me going, do I want to buy this? And I'm like, well, the only one that I would buy would be the light colored one because that's what goes with my skin tone, you know? And then I was like, well, there's no textures in there. And then, yeah, and just the whole premise broke down before my eyes, just sort of deciding whether I wanted to buy it. I don't think that I'm the only one who might feel this way. Okay, I think I speak for everybody on this next one when I say, didn't Urban Decay just like declare, I don't know, in July or something, that they're gonna return to their roots of being not boring? I think that like minimalist makeup kind of took over there for a while and everybody wanted to be a clean girl. And I honestly could make the case that all brands have taken too many cues from the trend spotters over the last few years. I feel like it has just become such this like epidemic of homogeneity. You know, everything's just becoming same. But I do think that it was a really poor choice timing wise for Urban Decay to then put out more naked palettes, which I bought, and they weren't very good because I love boring makeup. I do, but they weren't like good boring. They were just boring. And now we have the new Lip Glaze Oil, Hydration and Shine for your lips in 7 shades. You know, they're not gonna be cheap, because I think that one of the biggest miscalculations that these brands are making right now is that like as they minimalize their packaging, not only do they all look like each other, but they look like drugstores. Like, what are we paying for, you know? And I know that like Reddit loves to get on me about like, oh, she's just reviewing the packaging, but it's just like, okay, welcome to a luxury beauty channel. Like, what do you want out of luxury beauty? The formula has to be great, and the packaging also has to be great. So, I mean, if that's not what you want, then you're on the wrong channel. I don't know when these are gonna come out, but I mean, they're giving equal parts, we don't know who we are or what we're doing, and also kid makeup. And like, I'm frankly like, at least my eyes are getting trained for kid makeup at this point, because like all of these little colored lip oils and everything like that, like somebody's probably showing behind the scenes, like these consultants are probably coming in and being like, hey, this brand did this and they made X amount of money because kids are looking for like the new lip oil to buy, and so like do this. And like the beauty community at large, people like us who are out here who actually take interest in new releases and are just like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? Like, we find that extremely disappointing, but it's kind of a bottom line layup, you know, for them, because they know that this is a customer that they haven't been able to tap into before. Their parents are going to let them wear lip gloss. They're not going to let them wear, you know, bright, colorful eyeshadow, maybe. I don't know, but it is just something that feels so irrelevant, and they are eroding their brand identity. And I think Urban Decay is just going to become a brand that people are paying less and less attention to as a result. I've personally always been rooting for them ever since honestly the Born to Run palette was just so good. I have been rooting for Urban Decay for a long time, but like, there's only so much apologizing I can do on their behalf. Okay, here's one that's a little bit controversial. I think it's just controversial in nature, and I think it was a smart thing for them to do because it's a controversial thing in nature. From the vault, here is the new MAC Pro Lip Erase. So I am not a MAC aficionado. I don't know their history that well. I definitely was part of the MAC era, you know, I was like the right age, but I didn't take this much interest in it from a creativity standpoint because I was still pretty young when all of this stuff probably came out initially. So this is a lightweight, flesh-toned balm that visually neutralizes and erases the natural color of your lips. So it is literally a concealer for your lips, but it's supposed to be a formula specifically for your lips, not like putting crusty concealer directly on your lips. With a lightweight, balmy texture, it performs like a concealer on the lips. Wear it alone to conceal your natural lip tone. Use it as a base to create color-true lip looks, or pair it with your favorite lip pencil, lipstick to shift your shape and achieve all new effects in 10 shades, $25 each. I bought this because I think in color and texture, and I also will die on the hill that a concealer lip can look really cool. Like, I follow Yaru accounts. Like, I just think that like makeup in all of its forms, pushing the limits of it, is just really exciting, even if you don't necessarily see me doing that on my channel all the time. I do take a lot of interest in the effects that you can achieve using different colors on different parts of your face. People are so creative and they create such fascinating illusions. And I mean, even back in those days when like the, you know, concealer lip was again so polarizing and maligned and what have you, still there were times, especially with like a good lip liner and a very smoky eye, that it was an enchanting look. It looks very ethereal. It might be a total flop in my case, I'm not sure, but I'm going to give it one hell of a try. Like, I have like a vision in my head. It's like Hannah Marin on her best days. Like, I just distinctly remember being like, wow, you can blank someone's lips out and it actually looks incredibly sexy. So that's why I bought the new MAC lip. What's it called? Called the MAC Pro Lip Erase. I bought it. We're gonna try it. I also just bought 3 shades in this. This is the new addition to the Cloud Paint family, Cloud Paint Plush Blush from Glossier. This is very clearly like a hybrid texture putty blush, and they have put a bunch of the Cloud Paint shades into this. I haven't kept up with the Cloud Paint shades. They might be absolutely color for color. I'm not sure if there are any new ones compared to the old Cloud Paint shades, but again, if you know me at all, you know I went over to the Glossier website because Storm was not in stock on Sephora. I think it sold out really quickly. So I went over to Glossier and I was like, no, if I'm buying a blush in a new formula from Glossier, I'm going to get the shade Storm because Storm was my original Fjord's Cheeks shade. So really hoping that I like this formula. I think the packaging is cute. I think it's really cute, especially as we are, again, in this like era of brands starting to not so subtly cater towards younger audiences and make makeup that's kind of on the whole designed to be a nothing burger in general. This feels still really on brand for Glossier because it meets in the middle of feeling substantial, like it looks like it feels substantial, without going all the way towards, you know, like we're making this look like school supplies, and not all the way towards like we want this to look staid and we're gonna follow millennials, you know, into the horizon kind of thing. So I bought 3 of these. I bought Storm, Beam, and Gale, and I'm just excited about this formula. So, you know, I tend to kind of overinvest in the ones that end up being duds. I'll like buy a whole line and then I'm just like disappointed in a way I could never have anticipated. Cross your fingers that that's not the case this time, because I think that these are going to be quite lovely. I've been getting a fair amount of questions about whether I plan to buy the new Hourglass palettes, and I'm like, y'all, that is an oxymoron. New Hourglass palette. There are creators here on the platform and on other platforms too, but I think YouTube lends itself really well to this because of the long form nature of it. There are creators like Morgan Turner who are like passionate longtime students of the colors that Hourglass has put out since like the beginning of time. She's going to be able to tell you, you know, what's new, what's not. Like when I start analyzing an Hourglass palette, I go, wow, that works really well in ways that I can't explain, and then everyone in my comments knows more than I do. And it's just because an Hourglass palette, I feel like, for all of its beauty and its legacy and the virtues of it and all that, like the real selling point of an Hourglass palette is that it is mindless. I find it difficult to kind of overanalyze them, and that's not to say that people shouldn't be passionate about it. I personally have a hard time deep diving on analyzing the colors and the textures because I think that the point of an Hourglass palette is that it doesn't require any thought at all. So it's like, if you think that those colors are pretty, buy the palette. You're not gonna be mad. Like, I've never been mad at a single Hourglass powder product I've ever owned, okay? Like, you're not gonna be mad. And they might end up sending these to me. If they do, obviously, like, I'll use them, but I use an Hourglass palette like every day that I'm in New York City. Like, I have one that lives underneath my boyfriend's sink that's like, that's my makeup when I am in the city, is an Hourglass palette. Like, I just think they're just eminently useful. Like, to the point that a reviews channel doesn't really need to review it. It's just a fantastic product. I did buy this, and I already don't really know whether I should have, and that is this new matte blurring and mattifying tinted powder from Gucci. I'm always interested in a tinted powder. I think a tinted powder can be so incredibly useful. There are just things a tinted powder can do that a translucent powder cannot. Like the Kosas powder here, the Cloud Set, I mean, this is the failingest component, but I will buy this and buy this and buy this until they stop making it because it makes my skin look phenomenal. I'm always down to try a new one and see if it's going to also blow my mind. I bought this because I do need to know, and also it's a pink version of their bronzer packaging, and their bronzer packaging, it is the most beautiful component in my collection, and I want a pink one. All right, speaking of luxury, Bibliophilia! Bibliophilia eyeshadow palette from Byredo. I've been trying to get my hands on this. I actually went into the Byredo store in Soho and they're like, no, we're not gonna get it until like September 9th or something like that. And they said they would text me. It is September 9th and they have not texted me. Either way, I've been on the hunt for it. And to be honest, I don't really know why. Because I didn't like the, oh, what was the other one? I don't remember, but I have it, the big boy. I don't really like the formulas. They don't really last very long. So it's like, I don't know why I'm so excited about it. It seems kind of stupid. So I probably won't get my hands on this. I don't know what it is about Byredo palettes that just seems to be eluding me lately. But at the same time, okay, I know it's a Selfridges and I know that they had like a, I don't know, like an early release or whatever, maybe at like Nordstrom or Neiman's or something like that. And then it sold out really quickly. Why don't you want my money? Okay? Like if it had been in stock enough for me to buy one that day, because I just got there too late in the day. If it had been in stock, I would have bought it because I'm curious enough that it's like I'll review it for my channel. But like, why make makeup that you can't get? Big company. You have a store in Soho, you know? Like make the makeup so that we can buy it. I did buy this. Y'all have been asking me quite a bit in the comments and I did buy it. This is the new Makeup by Mario foundation. Surreal Skin Natural Finish Foundation, $48. A foundation with a natural finish and weightless medium coverage that smooths and blurs for a second skin effect, provides all-day shine control and up to 16 hours of hydration, not shiny or overly matte. A buildable formula, feels comfortable all day. It's non-drying and locks in moisture while increasing skin's hydration over time, sweat and humidity resistant. 32 shades. Listen, okay? The first Makeup by Mario liquid foundation was something that gave me more trouble than hardly any foundation has previous or since, because I had to try it so many times to really understand what I hated so much about it. And it's not because it was ambiguous, it was just because somehow it was also incredibly forgettable. I must have tried that foundation 6 or 7 separate times to test it, to get my head around it, to explain it, because it was so bad and also so forgettable at the same time. A truly rare combination. So I have my hopes up so high for this. Well, I have my curiosity up so high for this. My hopes, I don't really know. But it does sound like he's kind of corrected for a lot of the complaints from the last one. I'm glad that he just honestly pitched it. I definitely bought it. We will definitely be reviewing it. Please stay tuned because I am just as curious, if not more curious than you are. Hey, my nails are a different color. Cheese puffs. That brings you up to date. What is that? New shades in the Gisou lip oil. My lore with the Gisou lip oil was that it used to smell so bad. It smelled like fry oil. And I was like, you need to put a scent in this. And then they did. Not because I said it, but because I think a lot of people did. And so as they have expanded the shade range, I continue to be excited about them because it's a fantastic formula. My only qualm was the smell. And so these are all in nudes. Oh my gosh. Vanilla glaze, I mean, sign me up. Sign me up. Sticky toffee, sign me up also. And milky mocha. Sticky toffee pudding happens to be one of my boyfriend's favorite things in the world. And then the other favorite thing is vanilla. That's like, it's literally, he has a tattoo that just says vanilla that he got very recently for me, basically, because it was the first thing that we related over on Hinge. Yeah. Vanilla glazed Gisou honey infused lip oil. I will probably be buying that, and that, I will clarify, is for me, not for review. I'll review it anyway, but it's primarily for me. I got Cherry Stem from Fleur. I got it in PR. It is lovely. I mean, it's truly a Fleur scent through and through. They do such a good job of like branding their fragrances, I feel like, in a way that feels just authentic to Fleur. It's always kind of the same balance. It's like if you like one, then you'll kind of appreciate the approach to any of the other ones. It's a lot like Strawberry Letter in the sense that it's like, you said cherry, girl, that's cherry. And like when I first smelled it on a swatch, like on a piece of paper, I was like, oh, that's really balanced. It's not that cherry. And then I put it on my skin and I was like, done, cherry. My personal favorite cherry scent, I'm not like the world's biggest cherry lover. I love YSL Black Opium over Red. Like that's a really good cherry scent for me because it's got the vanilla and the little coffee note to it. But if you want just cherry and you want it done really beautifully, this is lovely. It's really, really nice. I have gotten so many questions from y'all about whether I plan to review Hung Van Gogh. Hung Van Gogh's products just came to Sephora. It is a lot of stuff. It's a bunch of tight colors, story eyeshadow palettes, bronzers, blushes, lipsticks, eyeliners, another eyeliner, and a lip liner. I bought one of each. And you know what? It was still less than a Louis Vuitton eyeshadow palette for one of each of the products. So that is definitely coming. I went ahead and just got the warm brown one. I feel like that's the one that I care about the most. And I think that that's what you would expect coming to my channel, that that's gonna be the one that I would review. And if I really love the formulas, maybe we will kind of expand it a little bit. But when I went to follow him, I was so pleased to find that he already followed me. I was like, what? You know who I am? That's so nice. So yeah, that's definitely coming. I'm super excited to try it. I'm super excited to share it with you. I just have a good feeling. I just have a feeling it's gonna be really good. You go into reviews with like preconceived notions, and like this one just seems like it's gonna be up my alley, you know? Oh my God. I was talking to Jamie about the new Natasha Denona release, and I was like, I think it's time for a Tepid Takes. Like, that's usually how I decide that it's time for one, is she'll send me something and I'm like, I have an opinion. And this time, instead of her being like, yeah, it's definitely time, because she's usually like, yeah, it's been a minute, she was like, if you can wade through all the sets. And it's like, yeah, you scroll past Hung Van Gogh and you get like a little peek of the Natasha Denona palettes, and then it's just like set. It's a lot. We're already into holiday. I don't know how anybody is going to maintain the hype, maintain the momentum of hype. But by God, they are really out here. Oh, okay. Listen, I think everyone's tired of just like colored lip balms at this point, right? I mean, it's been years of it. I don't want to sound cynical. My job is to not be cynical, but like, I'm kind of cynical because it's been literally years of brands just putting out a colored lip gloss or a colored lip oil or whatever. And right now I'm just looking at the ones from Coolfee. I want to say I hope they're special. Non-sticky lip balm that delivers high shine, a hint of color, lightweight moisture in one swipe, each with a snack-inspired scent. I'm not gonna say they're bad. I just don't think that there's any like need for me to review something like that. I might like throw it in my cart, you know what I mean? Because it's oh my God, they're $24? I mean, it's just a tube. I don't know. I just feel like the kid makeup thing is just taking over, and again, the trend spotters were just like, make a lip gloss, make a lip oil, make a lip balm, and everybody was like, yeah, let's do that. We don't need any more. We don't. I don't. I just don't like that, like right now, we are having to, as customers, try and discern whether a brand cares about what they're putting out. Like whether they have a point of view, whether they have an opinion, whether they think that something needed to exist, or whether they just have some consultancy whispering in their ear saying this is the next thing. And they're telling the exact same thing to every single company. I mean, it's like, it's just so bloated. Show me something new. In fact, I'm gonna tell you all about some stuff that I got that Jamie has been sending me like heads up about, but I don't think she's allowed to post. So one thing that I will be reviewing soon, I got this Ever Icon eye palette from Dolce & Gabbana. I bought that. Really heavy packaging, very, very nice. I don't know how much this was. I think it was like maybe $71, something like that. I also bought their new concealer. I got it in too light of a shade. Too light, but I'm gonna try and make that work. I also bought the new Gucci Glow Skin Tint, another one that I think we'll probably use all of those together. And I went ahead and got the Dolce & Gabbana lip oil in, not the blue, because the blue is pH color adjusting, and I was like, please, please, please don't be color adjusting, and it's not. The brown one isn't, so. I'm gonna have a review for those for you soon, because I don't think that I'm gonna see those on her feed. I don't think that she's allowed to post those. NARS has released 5 new shades in their powder blush. That is an outstanding formula. I love it so much. These are definitely all really pale, but what they look like to me, some of them, is when the blushes, and I'm sure actually, like obviously I'm not the only one to make this observation, when the blushes have sat on display in Sephora under the lights for a long time, they'll start to fade. Really light purple one or the really pale nude one that they had before this, once they sit under the lights, they like bleach out. And now it's like they've made shades that look like those when they bleach out. Like I kind of want all 5 of them, just because the colors are important to me. Like they seem really unique, and they seem like something that I want to put on my face just so that we know, you know? What would y'all think of it? Do you want me to do that? Let me know. Okay, Estee Lauder also putting out colored lip gloss, tinted lip oils. Who is telling y'all to release these things, and why is it one company? Why is it one consultancy that seems to be in everyone's ear? Maybe this is just a really inexpensive thing to put out and everybody's like, well, in addition to everything else we're gonna do the lip gloss. Are lip gloss sales that high that everybody's like, oh, I gotta get a piece of that pie? I mean, go off Estee Lauder, I guess, but like, innovative water oil emulsion and this hydrating lip oil drenches lips with a plush glossy glaze, 24-hour moisture, antioxidant protection. If there are any of them that I was gonna try, it'd probably be this one just because it looks more elegant in the colors. Like, it looks like the colors are more committed. And I like to see, you know, older brands moving towards the way I like to wear makeup, which is a little bit glossier, a little bit dewier, a little bit lighter weight. So, I mean, maybe that's something I should be rooting for, but it's wild. Just this ocean of the same thing. Oh, cool. New at Nordstrom. I need to buy this. These are cool. Okay. Skin Idole Juicy Liquid Blush from Lancome. Oh, the colors are beautiful. Wow, they're really pretty. For 6 shades, those are the 6 shades. You know what I mean? They're $38 each. I mean, honestly, that's ridiculous. I think I would get the first 3 shades and just see what they're like. I like getting excited about stuff. It's been a minute. Charlotte Tilbury just cannot help herself. She has to name her body cream Magic Joyphoria. I bought my kid this book that's like dinosaurs, but they're broken up into like 3 sections of their body. And so you can flip and create like dinosaurs that don't really exist. It's called Fliposaurus. And then another one arrived. It's called like Flipostoric or something like that. And it's like prehistoric animals that aren't dinosaurs technically. And I was like, Simon, did you order something on Amazon from my phone? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, no. So that's a clever kid. That's a problem. I was like, I can't trust you with my phone anymore. I thought you were just taking 900 photos of your favorite parts of K-pop Demon Hunters, but apparently you're ordering things on Amazon. So that's a problem. Either way, I feel like Charlotte Tilbury has like prefixes and word segments and then, you know, suffixes, and she just flips them together. She's just like, Magic Joyphoria. You know, she's like, haven't used that one yet. Like, let's go. So Magic Joyphoria body cream. I'm sure it's lovely. Oh yeah, y'all, Salt and Stone came out with body creams. I can't stop. I can't stop. I use the Bergamot Hinoki and I wear it as a body spray. My boyfriend wears it as a deodorant, and now I've got the body cream and they're freaking off the charts. It's so good. So good, so good, so good. I bought this. I bought the Victoria Beckham foundation drops. Have those arrived yet? Natalie's already arrived. Where are mine? Victoria Beckham. A shipment has been delivered. When? Yesterday. Ooh, yeah, so that's gonna be coming soon too. I will be reviewing the new Victoria Beckham $110 foundation. Folks, I bought it. Yes, I did. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Guerlain has their holiday stuff previewed now, and they're doing the meteorites, but they have little stars in them. Have they done that before? It's so cute. It's like Lucky Charms. I probably won't be buying the eyeshadow palette, but those lipsticks are drop dead gorgeous, and maybe it's time for me to try the meteorites now that they have tiny stars in them. I'm exactly who that gimmick is for. Well, y'all, I think that that's it in terms of new releases, but I also wanted to let you know that I did finally get my little paws on Unexplored Garden, the green colorway in the YSL Couture mini clutches that I haven't been able to, it's only been in Europe. It was like on Nordstrom for like a second and then it went away, and like I think one person I know got it or something, but like I finally got it. I haven't tried it yet, but I have it, and I will be sharing that with y'all soon as well. I don't want to seem like I'm unexcited about things that are being released right now. I mean, we just did 2 new at Sephora videos where I feel like the stuff that was in there was, even if it wasn't my favorite thing in the world, like very valuable reviews, things that I was curious about. I mean, that's the reason I buy things, is because I'm curious about them. And there's still a lot of things that I'm curious about coming out right now. Like again, the Makeup by Mario foundation, I'm like on the edge of my seat. Let me know how y'all feel about those Natasha Denona palettes though. Because again, I walked myself through the idea of having one in my hand and I was like, I don't really know what this is for and like how it pertains to me. I don't know. Oh, and I bought stuff from Viseart. So that's all coming up soon too. I hope you enjoyed this very ADHD little outro to the video. And if there are any other things coming out that you're excited about, always leave those in a comment for me. I appreciate knowing what y'all are interested in. So like, that's how I knew that like people were excited about Hung Go and stuff like that. So all that is coming up. Subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss these fun reviews. And if you enjoyed the video, please give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. I will put a video up here that I think you'll enjoy if you liked this one. Thank you all so much for being here, for hanging out with me today. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one.